Hello artists, today we are going to be working on our tessellations. So when we make a tessellation, we are taking a shape and repeating it over and over and over again to make our own pattern. And then in that pattern, we are going to find an animal. So to start, we need a white piece of paper and a 3-inch piece of cardstock. Now, first we're going to work with the cardstock. So you're going to take your cardstock and with a pencil, we are going to make a mark on two sides. We're going to take a line and the line's going to come from one side and then come back to that same side. And I don't want my line to be too crazy because if it's too crazy, it will be very hard to cut. All right, so that's just a very simple line there. And now I'm going to do one on this side. So I have one on the top and I'm going to have one on the side as well. And remember, when we make the line, it's going to come from this side and come back to the same side. All right, now we are going to cut those out. You might notice that I missed some of the lines when I was cutting. I do not want to go back in and try to make that perfect. Once it's cut, I just need to keep it cut. We don't want any missing little pieces of paper. So we only do one cut. Now I'm going to lay my shapes like this so I know where they came from. And I'm going to pick them up and I'm going to move this one across the square. And once it's across the square, I'm going to take a little piece of tape and I'm going to tape it down. And I'll do the same thing with this piece. I'm going to pick it up and move it across the square. And once it's across the square, I will take a little piece of tape and I will tape it down. All right, now I have my pattern piece. We're going to take this piece and we are going to trace it onto our paper. It doesn't really matter where or which direction you hold it. We're just going to trace it one time to start. And now that I have it traced one time on my paper, I'm going to move it over and you'll see that parts of it will fit like a puzzle. So if I move it over, I can try to make it fit like a puzzle. And then once I see where it fits, I'm going to put my tape back down and I am going to trace it again. And you're going to keep doing that until your whole paper is filled. All right, friends, once you have your pattern piece traced all over your paper, you are ready to brainstorm some ideas. Now, to do this, you might want to turn your paper and turn it again, and even turn it again to see any different shapes that are made. Some of you might see a fish or a bird, or you might see an elephant. Depends on which way you hold it and what your brain is thinking of. So what I want you to do is find an animal in this pattern. It could be any animal. And then you're going to add simple shapes to make it look like that animal. All right, friends, and once you have drawn the basic shapes to make your animal, you are going to go ahead and Sharpie all these lines. All right, friends, and once all your lines are traced in Sharpie, you are going to go ahead and take an eraser and erase any leftover pencil lines that you might have missed. Now we want to erase them rather than going back over them with Sharpie and making them look really thick and dark. All right, friends, and once my pencil lines are cleaned up, I am ready to color it. I hope you had fun, boys and girls. Bye.